Moreover, this time, there were strands of brilliance entwining around it. It was enchanted with the power of a divine ability. I'll kill you first, then take the blood-Kirin fruit. The holy son of the Bone Clan appeared to be very powerful. With a slash of his blade, killing light filled the sky, forming a sea of blue light. This killing light was somewhat terrifying. It sealed off all directions and silently moved closer to the center, trapping Lin Tian. Lin Tian stared at the blood-Kirin fruit and did not say anything. He directly pressed down with his fists. His pure physical strength shattered everything, including the void. He smashed the sea of blue light that filled the sky and went straight for the blood-Kirin fruit. The holy son of the Bone Clan's eyes turned cold. How dare you try to take the fruit when you're fighting with me? You're courting death. With a boom, a sky full of bone blades suddenly rushed out from his body. Each bone blade was emitting killing light. In the blink of an eye, they surrounded all directions. Thousand killing bones see. The holy son of the Bone Clan's voice was cold. Suddenly, the sky full of bone blades surrounded him and crushed a part of the space. This was a very powerful divine ability of the Bone Clan. It was one of the core secret skills and was extremely terrifying. Lin Tian's heart froze, and a celestial sword appeared in his hand. He directly displayed the heavenly sword scripture. Dozens of sword lights swept across the sky with the force of breaking the sky, slashing at all the bone blades that surrounded him. Boom! Violent divine power interweaved. Blade bones crumbled one after another, and sword gleams exploded one after another. The holy son of the Bone Clan was forced back more than 30 feet, and his eyes were filled with shock. Lin Tian retreated more than 20 feet. At the same time, the cloak that covered his body was torn apart by the violent divine power fluctuations, revealing his true appearance. It's you! The shock in the holy son's eyes intensified. Then his expression turned cold, and his killing intent intensified. Lin Tian had killed many Bone Clan powerhouses and was already on the Bone Clan's blacklist. The holy son of the Bone Clan naturally knew about Lin Tian. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. He threw off the torn cloak. Suddenly, he paused and tilted his head slightly to look outside the small valley. There were several powerful divine powers approaching. Some of them were not weaker than the holy son of the Bone Clan. His expression turned serious. Without hesitation, he shook the immortal sword in his hand and activated the heavenly sword scripture to its current limit. He guessed that the divine powers approaching were most likely the holy sons of the other major clans. If these people were to come closer, it would be much more troublesome for him to obtain the blood-Kirin fruit. He had to obtain the blood-Kirin fruit before they arrived. Clang! Suddenly, a circle of 7 colored lights spread out from Lin Tian's right hand. The sword pattern in it suddenly lit up. With a puff, blood splattered. Whooshing crocodile's claws, which were grabbing Lin Tian, were directly broken, and a large amount of blood splattered out. Ow! Whooshing crocodile cried out in pain. It instinctively let go of Lin Tian, and its injured claws quickly recovered to their original state. Little guy, what did you just do? Whooshing crocodile stared at Lin Tian, its pair of demonic eyes wide open. A mere immortal realm cultivator actually heard it. Lin Tian was also surprised. The sword pattern in his palm lit up, and he communicated with the divine sword in his sea of consciousness. Whooshing crocodile stared at Lin Tian. Little guy, do you have some amazing divine treasure on you? How could a powerful whooshing crocodile be hurt by an immortal realm cultivator? The only possibility was that Lin Tian had a powerful divine treasure on him. At this time, whooshing crocodile stared at Lin Tian even more excitedly. It was like a man who saw a naked beauty. It stretched out its claws toward Lin Tian again. Little guy, hurry up and hand over the divine treasure on you. Then, Grandpa Crocodile will spare your life. Lin Tian felt his body tremble again, as if a galaxy was pressing down on him, shaking his soul. Almost instinctively, he waved his right hand forward to welcome it. Buzz! Seven-colored light intertwined, and a divine sword flew out from his right palm. It was the mysterious divine sword in his sea of consciousness. Whooshing Crocodile trembled. Seven-colored light, unparalleled in the world. Divine treasure, amazing divine treasure. Without any hesitation, it directly grabbed the divine sword with its claws and laughed wildly. Divine fate! Divine fate! This excavation was worth it. I actually found such a divine treasure. With it, Grandpa Crocodile will be able to step into the Chaos Emperor realm soon. The beast's claw swept across the sky and grabbed in the blink of an eye. Whooshing Crocodile's wild laughter made the entire underground space tremble involuntarily. The beast's claw quickly appeared an inch away from the divine sword, but it paused and couldn't grab it anymore. You still want to resist? It's useless. In front of Grandpa Crocodile, it's futile. Whooshing Crocodile laughed wildly. However, at the next moment, the laughter stopped abruptly. The claw that was swung out trembled fiercely. Circles of divine brilliance flowed out from its claws and flowed into the divine sword. Damn it! Not only did you not surrender, but you also want to seize Grandpa Crocodile's power? Whooshing Crocodile roared. It tried to control the demon power in its body with all its might. At the same time, it wanted to withdraw its claws. However, it was useless. Its body was stuck by an invisible force at this moment. It couldn't break free. The demon power in its body was like a runaway wild horse or a flash flood that broke the dam. It flowed wildly into the divine sword. Roar! Whooshing Crocodile roared and tried its best to resist. However, the divine sword remained motionless. It stood horizontally in the void like a monument. Buzz! Circles of divine brilliance flowed out of Whooshing Crocodile's body and poured into the divine sword. Moreover, the speed of the outflow became faster. Lin Tian looked at the scene in front of him in a daze. He only felt that the demon power emitted by Whooshing Crocodile was getting weaker and weaker. Its huge demon body was also shrinking rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it changed from 100 feet tall to 90 feet tall, then to 80 feet tall. He was a little surprised. Is the divine sword seizing Whooshing Crocodile's demon power cultivation? He stared straight ahead, watching as the five elements crocodile roared and struggled. Its demonic aura was getting weaker and weaker, and its demonic body was getting smaller and smaller. From 80 feet to 70 feet, from 70 feet to 60 feet, from 60 feet to 15 feet, and from 15 feet to 40 feet. Soon, nearly 100 breaths passed. Whooshing Crocodile howled miserably. Its huge demon body shrunk to less than a meter tall. At this moment, the divine sword shook and turned into a ray of light, once again entering Lin Tian's body. Lin Tian's body shook. He quickly scanned his sea of consciousness. He saw that the divine sword had already returned and was lying quietly in his sea of consciousness. The mysterious patterns on the sword's body had become slightly clearer. Roar! Whooshing Crocodile howled. It fell to the ground. Its demon body had shrunk to less than a meter, a size smaller than an ordinary crocodile. Lin Tian opened his mouth. He could clearly feel that Whooshing Crocodile's current strength was only at the spiritual sea realm. Whooshing Crocodile howled. At this moment, it suddenly met Lin Tian's eyes. It couldn't help but tremble. Lin Tian was stunned for a moment, then reacted. He lifted his leg and stepped on Whooshing Crocodile's tail. Times have changed. The current Whooshing Crocodile was no longer the Whooshing Crocodile from before. Boy, how dare you step on my tail? Do you want to die? Whooshing Crocodile roared. Lin Tian squinted at the primitive beast that was less than a meter tall. He lifted his right leg that was stepping on its tail slightly. That's right. Boom! Lin Tian stepped on it again. Roar! Boy, you! Boom! Lin Tian lifted his leg and stepped on it again. Boy, you're courting death. Boom! I'm going to swallow you. Boom! Damn human. Boom! Boy, don't step on it. It hurts. Boom. Roar. Goddamn boys, stop. My tail is going to break. Whooshing crocodile howled miserably. Lin Tian stepped on it again before he stopped. There was a slight surprise in his eyes. After all, his current physique was extremely formidable, yet these few fierce stomps of his didn't even leave behind the slightest mark on the five-element alligator's body. Looks like even though the five-element alligator's cultivation has fallen, the strength of its body is still extremely solid, and it's at least at the initial stage of the rebirth realm. He grabbed Whooshing Crocodile's tail, lifted it upside down, and squinted at it. Didn't you want to snatch my spiritual fruit? Didn't you want to swallow me? Why did you suddenly become so embarrassed? The five elements crocodile stared at Lin Tian angrily. Then, in the blink of an eye, it turned into a gray and dull appearance again and again. It wailed, "Damn God, you're so blind. How could you trick me like this? You actually, oh what?" Lin Tian raised his hand and slapped it. "You are a primitive, fierce beast. Why are you howling like a wolf?" The five elements crocodile wailed even more sadly. Grandpa Crocodile was about to enter the Emperor realm. Now, I was actually beaten back to the Sea of Consciousness realm. Roar! As he spoke, the five elements crocodile stared at Lin Tian ferociously. "Brat, what did you do to me? What is that sword? Return Grandpa Crocodile's cultivation base. Otherwise, Grandpa Crocodile will eat you alive." Lin Tian lifted Whooshing Crocodile's tail and raised his hand to slap it again. Whooshing Crocodile's monster body shook and continued to wail. "I forgot that my cultivation is only at the Sea of Consciousness realm. Do you still want to swallow me?" "Yes." "Pa. Cough, cough, it's my subconscious's fault. I won't swallow it." The five elements crocodile coughed dryly. Then it wailed and added, "The point is, I can't swallow it now." Lin Tian raised his hand and gave this fellow another slap. After pausing for a moment, he swung his hand and threw this fellow out. He felt that this whooshing crocodile was quite interesting, so he didn't bother to kill it at this time. Moreover, he estimated that although this five elements crocodile's cultivation had indeed dropped, its physique was still terrifyingly strong. Ordinary means would probably only be able to make it feel pain. It would probably be very difficult to kill it without being at the Great Tao realm. "You can leave by yourself." He glanced at Whooshing Crocodile, who was less than a meter away, and continued to walk deeper. Whooshing Crocodile was thrown to the ground. It wailed again for its cultivation to fall to the Sea of Consciousness realm. It really sounded like a wolf howling. Then, when it saw that Lin Tian was about to leave, it suddenly stood up and blocked in front of Lin Tian. "What are you doing?" Lin Tian frowned. Whooshing Crocodile said with a depressed face, "You made me into this state. I'm only at the Sea of Consciousness realm now. How can I survive outside? This world is so dangerous. If you are caught, it will be over. You have to shoulder the responsibility." "What?" Lin Tian felt that he had heard wrongly. Chapter 7:24. Listening to the whooshing crocodile's words, dense black lines finally appeared on Lin Tian's forehead. If he could do it, he really wanted to kill this guy right now. He actually asked him to protect him. He grabbed the shrunken whooshing crocodile from his head and threw it out directly. The whooshing crocodile was thrown out. When it was still in the air, the wings behind it spread out. It flew back and landed on Lin Tian's head again. "Kid, the world is so beautiful. Don't be so grumpy. It's not good. It's not good." Lin Tian gritted his teeth and grabbed this guy from his head. "Didn't you just say that the world is very dangerous?" The whooshing crocodile was really a weirdo. Its cultivation fell from the Nirvana realm to the Sea of Consciousness realm. At this moment, it had completely recovered. Listening to Lin Tian's words, it shook its head like an old man. It hugged its front two claws and said to Lin Tiandao, "Young man, you have to know that everything has two sides. If you look at things too single-mindedly, it will only make your vision narrow." Lin Tian's forehead was filled with black lines again. "Get lost." He swung his hand and threw the whooshing crocodile out again. He walked directly into the depths of the mountain range. The whooshing crocodile flew over quickly with its wings on its back. It once again lay on top of Lin Tian's head. This time, in order to prevent Lin Tian from catching it, its two claws clenched two tufts of Lin Tian's hair. Lin Tian gritted his teeth fiercely. Kid, don't grind your teeth. Is it necessary? Isn't it just asking you to protect Grandpa Crocodile? It's not asking you to go through a mountain of swords or a sea of fire. The whooshing crocodile said. In addition, having Grandpa Crocodile by your side is also good for you. Good? What good? Lin Tiandao. One more pet? The whooshing crocodile glared. Kid, speak properly. What pet? You're insulting my crocodile. Lin Tian clenched his fists. He really wanted to grab this rogue crocodile and beat it up. Look at you. You're always clenching your fists. You're too hot-tempered. This is not good. This is not good. Whooshing crocodile said. As for the benefits of bringing Grandpa Crocodile along, think about it. Although Grandpa Crocodile's cultivation has indeed dropped, I was once close to the Chaos Emperor realm. I still have plenty of cultivation experience. With Grandpa Crocodile by your side, I can guide you in your cultivation from time to time, saving you some detours. Whooshing crocodile continued. In addition, it seems that your aptitude isn't bad. You should go to a higher heavenly domain in the future. Grandpa Crocodile has been to all 10 heavenly domains. I can also provide you with a lot of information on each heavenly domain. In this way, when you step into a higher heavenly domain, it will save you a lot of trouble. Lin Tian paused and frowned slightly. It sounded like bringing along Whooshing Crocodile was indeed useful. After all, Whooshing Crocodile was right. With an old guy with sufficient cultivation experience by his side, he could indeed save a lot of detours in his cultivation in the future. Whooshing Crocodile knew a lot about the upper heavenly domain and could indeed provide him with a lot of convenience in the future. Whooshing Crocodile obviously noticed the change in Lin Tian's mood and said, "How is it, kid? Are you tempted?" Lin Tianling snorted and continued to walk deeper. However, he didn't grab Whooshing Crocodile off his head and throw him out. This withered mountain range was very vast. The deeper he went, the colder the air became, and the aura of death became stronger. Soon, a black wind rolled over, filled with Yin-Chi. Lin Tianyi slapped out and broke the black wind. A yiksha was swept out from it and directly shattered into pieces. "Kid, your physical body is not bad," Whooshing Crocodile said and added unhappily. "It hurt when you stepped on Grandpa Crocodile just now." Lin Tian didn't want to bother with this rogue crocodile. His pace was gentle as he continued to walk deeper. Boom! A big snake covered with scales rushed out. There was a horn on the snake's head, looking very fierce. The big snake coiled its body, flicking its tongue, and directly pressed towards Lin Tian, stirring up a violent demon wind. Lin Tian stepped forward and still attacked with his bare hands. He slapped down. Pooh! The space shook, and the big snake was directly smashed into pieces. Blood splattered everywhere. Whooshing Crocodile stared. "Kid, this little snake is comparable to the fifth heaven of the immortal realm. You actually smashed it with one slap? You're even more powerful than I thought. What kind of amazing heavenly treasure did you use to temper your body?" Lin Tian ignored it and continued to walk forward. Whooshing Crocodile curled its lips and said, "Kid, don't be so quiet. Humans and crocodiles need to communicate more." Lin Tian didn't say anything and continued to walk forward. He went around a small mountain path and walked further ahead. With a crack, the ground in front of him split open. 3 pangolin-like evil monsters rushed out. Their eyes were blood red. With a strange cry, they pounced towards Lin Tian. Lin Tianyi, as usual, still faced them with his bare hands. He slapped 3 times in a row, shattering the 3 evil monsters in the air. He walked further in. The ground was more humid. Stepping on it, it made a sizzling sound from time to time. Whooshing Crocodile was bored and chatty. It opened its mouth again and said, "Kid, where did the sword that rushed out of your body come from? It's too unusual. How can a little immortal realm cultivator like you have such a divine treasure?" "I don't know." Lin Tian didn't respond. Whooshing Crocodile curled its lips. "It's not like I stole it from you. Seriously. Whooshing Crocodile said pitifully. Can you summon it out and see if you can return Lord Crocodile's cultivation base? Lin Tiandao. I can't summon it out? He was telling the truth. He really couldn't summon that divine sword. Basically, whether it came out or not depended entirely on the divine sword's mood. Whooshing Crocodile loosened its head. How unlucky. Why is Lord Crocodile's life so hard? Heaven, you're so unfair. Lin Tian stepped into the depths of the mountain range. He was a little puzzled by Whooshing Crocodile's sudden emergence from the ground. How did you come out of the ground before? Have you been living in that place all this time? After a pause, he said, Hibernate? Hibernate my ass. Who is your Lord Crocodile? Why do I need to hibernate? Whooshing Crocodile said disdainfully. Lin Tian clenched his fists. He wanted to grab it and beat it up. Whooshing Crocodile said again, Didn't I see a divine light rushing up before? Lord Crocodile thought that it should be an extraordinary treasure, so I came to take a look. You, a Nirvana Peak prehistoric beast, dug a tunnel to come here? What do you know? This is the joy of being a crocodile. Don't you find it boring to fly around all day or use supernatural powers? Whooshing Crocodile curled its lips. Lin Tian didn't want to talk to it anymore. He smashed another evil spirit monster that rushed out and continued to walk deeper into the mountain range. There were many forks in this mountain range. They were intricate and complicated. Many places had pitch-black dead trees. It looked very bleak. Lin Tian walked among them, looking very calm. Soon, he walked a long distance. Boom! At this moment, a powerful fluctuation of divine power came from not far away. It shook the continuous mountain range violently. Not long after, two figures appeared from a distance. They were the giant tribe Holy Sun and the bone tribe Holy Sun. The giant tribe Holy Sun was holding a stone axe. The body of the axe was intertwined with divine light. With a sweep, it cracked the void and shattered the mountain rocks. Its power was terrifying. He shouted at the bone tribe Holy Sun, Give me back the moonfall grass. The bone tribe Holy Sun snorted. He held a bone knife in his hand. It emitted a faint blue light and collided with the stone axe. Lin Tian stared ahead. The giant tribe Holy Sun was indeed very powerful. His physical body was very strong. He was probably not much weaker than him. At the same time, the other party's blood energy was also very strong. It was very shocking. He glanced at this person. His gaze fell on the bone tribe Holy Sun. A cold light flashed in his eyes. He and the bone tribe were enemies. Moreover, this person had tried to steal his blood-curing fruit and kill him. Now that he saw him again, he naturally wouldn't be polite. Murderous intent filled his heart. Kid, an enemy? Whooshing Crocodile followed Lin Tian's gaze and stared at the bone tribe Holy Sun. Lin Tian didn't say anything. He just nodded. Then what are you hesitating for? Since he's an enemy, there's only one word to say, kill. Whooshing Crocodile said, Don't think that 2 against 1 is not honorable. Why talk about honorable things with the enemy? Enemies are meant to be slaughtered and killed. Lin Tian heard this and couldn't help but sneer. On this point, our thoughts are surprisingly consistent. As soon as he finished speaking, his feet flickered and he stepped forward. In the blink of an eye, he arrived at the battlefield between the bone tribe Holy Sun and the giant tribe Holy Sun. The giant tribe Holy Sun and the bone tribe Holy Sun were both shocked and turned their heads. It's you! The bone tribe Holy Sun's expression changed. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. He clenched his right fist and punched at the bone tribe Holy Sun. I'll beat you to hell! Boom! This punch was so powerful that it crushed a part of the space on the spot. The giant tribe Holy Sun's expression changed. The bone tribe Holy Sun's face was cold. With a wave of his hand, dense blue bones appeared and turned into a huge bone fist. He slammed it down on Lin Tian's fist. Bang! The two strong forces collided. A dazzling energy wave suddenly burst out, causing the surrounding space to collapse inch by inch. The bone tribe Holy Sun's bone fist exploded, but at the same time, he also blocked Lin Tian's punch. Your bones are quite hard. Come on, let's see how many bones you have, Lin Tianling said. He took a step forward. His movement was very simple. He still punched at the Bone Tribe Holy Sun. With a boom, the void trembled again, as if a starry divine drum had been beaten. "You little freak!" Whooshing Crocodile's eyes widened. With such a cultivation level, he had such a physique. He was simply a heaven-defying monster. The Bone Tribe Holy Sun summoned more blue bones, forming a thick bone wall to block Lin Tian's fist. At the same time, many bone spears shot out from the bone wall, piercing through space like arrows of destruction towards Lin Tiansha. Lin Tian's eyes were cold and indifferent. He only met the attack with one punch, smashing the bone spears one by one and landing on the bone wall. With a crack, the bone wall was torn apart and shattered. He took a step forward, and his fist shook the void. Every punch carried the power of tens of thousands of caddies. It was horrifying. The giant tribe Holy Sun recovered from his shock and roared. He also moved. The stone axe in his hand swung fiercely towards the Bone Tribe Holy Sun. World War I? The Bone Tribe Holy Sun's face was cold and gloomy. He raised his hand and waved a sky full of bone knives. "I'll kill you." Chapter 7:25. The bone blade completely exploded, shattered by Lin Tianyi's fist, turning into blue bone powder that scattered in the air. At the same time, the giant saint's axe came down, and with a swing of the axe, more than a dozen terrifying hurricanes were formed, causing a small hill to collapse. "You!" The bone saint's face was gloomy. Facing Lin Tian and the giant saint at the same time, even as powerful as he was difficult to deal with. It was as if a heavenly stone was pressing on his shoulders. Lin Tian's expression was cold. He took a step forward, still pressing down with his iron fist, which was more terrifying than a sturdy high-grade immortal artifact. The Bone Clan's Holy Sun summoned a sky full of blue bones and once again clashed with Lin Tian's fist. Boom! The void trembled violently. The giant saint waved his stone axe and slashed out 18 beams of divine light, each containing astonishing killing power, cutting off all the bone saint's escape routes. Lin Tian's eyes flashed, and with the help of the 18 beams of divine light, he arrived in front of the Bone Saint in an instant. The Bone Saint's expression changed. "You bang!" Lin Tian's fist landed firmly on the Bone Saint's abdomen, directly punching a bloody hole, and blood splattered into the sky. His eyes were cold, and without stopping, he took another step forward, pressing forward. "Fiery bone, blue demon!" A loud roar came from the Bone Saint's mouth. With a loud boom, the void trembled. Dense amounts of blue bones rushed out from his body, turning into inch-tall little skeletons. They all contained terrifying power as they charged towards Lin Tian. At the same time, they also charged towards the giant saint child who was charging towards them. Lin Tian's expression was cold, and the divining divine technique transformed into the Li clan's 10,000 kill sword. Dense light swords intertwined, clanging, and pressed forward. Crackling sounds continued to be heard, and the little bone demons summoned by the Bone Saint were all shattered, turning into bone sand. The giant saint stepped forward, and with a height of more than 10 feet, he was so powerful that he almost split the Bone Saint in half on the spot. Boom! 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 The three young experts fought and unleashed waves after waves of terrifying divine lights, causing this space to shake. Many boulders were shattered into pieces by the auras of the battle between the three. The Holy Son of the Bone Clan was very unlucky. He was besieged by Lin Tian and the Holy Son of the Giant Clan. From time to time, he would suffer heavy injuries. Lin Tian's face was cold and indifferent. Using only his iron fists as weapons, he was invincible. His attacks were majestic and grand, forcing the Bone Clan's Holy Son to retreat again and again. "Kid, someone's coming?" Whooshing Crocodile suddenly transmitted his voice. In the distance, 5 figures rushed over from different directions. There were 3 men and 2 women, and all of them had powerful auras. At the same time, there were other powerful cultivators behind them. The weakest of them was at the 3rd heaven of connecting immortal realm. For a moment, the 3 of them could not help but stop what they were doing. Lin Tian tilted his head and looked over. Suddenly his eyes narrowed. Among the 5 figures that appeared first, he stared at a red-haired young man. He was the young supremacy of the Blood Wolf clan. He had once attacked him in a relic, but was forced to flee in the end. The young supremacy of the Blood Wolf clan obviously also noticed Lin Tian. A bloodthirsty light flashed across his eyes. "It's you!" At this time, the other cultivators who followed him also changed their expressions. They recognized Lin Tian. "It's that man!" The Insect clan, the Ant clan, the Dark Shadow clan, and the Bone clan are all hunting him down. He actually came to this place. He's also here for that divine light? The crowd was surprised. Whooshing Crocodile naturally heard these people's voices. He was a little surprised. Then he clicked his tongue and said, "Kid, I didn't expect you to be so fierce. You offended 4 big clans at the same time? Tell me, what have you done that angered the gods and the humans?" Lin Tian did not bother to answer him. He stood in the void and looked at the young supremacy of the Blood Wolf clan with indifferent eyes. "Everyone, let me tell you something." A voice sounded. The Bone clan's holy son pointed at Lin Tian. "This person has a blood-curing fruit. Anyone below the 9th level of the Ascension Immortal Realm can directly raise their cultivation by a small level after obtaining it." "What? Blood-curing fruit?" "The kind of treasure fruit that is born from the mysterious wood that is born from the endless essence of life." The crowd was shocked. In an instant, everyone's eyes fell on Lin Tian. The Bone clan's holy son sneered and said, "That's right. It's that kind of fruit." He glanced at Lin Tian and then looked at the cultivators who had just arrived. "It's not easy to grow a blood-curing fruit. It's a rare treasure of heaven and earth. Everyone, don't miss this opportunity." Lin Tian's eyes suddenly turned cold. He looked at the Bone clan's holy son coldly. "Oh my God, this little bastard is really treacherous. He's trying to drag the flames of war over to you." Whooshing Crocodile stared. There were many cultivators here. At this time, many of them had a strange look in their eyes. They all stared at Lin Tian. There was a gleam in their eyes, and there was also greed, but no one moved. What a joke. Almost all of these people knew the rumors about Lin Tian. He had killed several young supremes from several large clans, killed several half-step great Dao cultivators, and slaughtered more than 20 branch clans of the Insect clan. Which ordinary cultivator would be tired of living to provoke such a ruthless person? That was purely looking for trouble. Seeing that no one moved, the Bone clan's holy son narrowed his eyes slightly and said again, "Everyone, if you miss this opportunity, it won't be so easy to find another blood-curing fruit." A murderous look flashed in Lin Tian's eyes. Without saying anything, he directly stepped forward and raised his fist to attack. The Bone clan's holy son sneered. Some things were enough to be said. He waved his bone saber and slashed out a large divine light to meet the attack. "Shameless thing!" the giant tribe's holy son shouted. He held a stone axe and attacked the Bone clan's holy son together with Lin Tian. Boom! For a moment, the mountain range shook. Rays of treasure light and murderous light caused many mountain rocks to shatter. It was also at this time that a corrosive black light shot out and headed straight for Lin Tian. Among the first 5 people to appear here, a man in a black robe stepped forward and walked step by step toward Lin Tian. There was a sinister smile on his face, and he emitted an extremely powerful fluctuation of divine power. "This is the wizard tribe's holy son. Is he going to take that person's blood-curing fruit?" The crowd was surprised. The wizard tribe's holy son was slightly thin. A scepter appeared in his hand, and it was covered with strange runes. "I heard that you were very powerful. I want to try." The wizard tribe's holy son laughed sinisterly. Lin Tian raised his hand and slapped the black light that the wizard tribe's holy son had sent over to him. He looked over with a cold gaze. "You want to take the treasure?" His gaze was cold. "I just want to test your strength. However, weapons have no eyes when fighting. If you accidentally injure me and kill me, please don't hold a grudge." The wizard tribe's holy son narrowed his eyes. The runes on the scepter in his hand became brighter. "What a sinister little bastard. If you want to take the spirit fruit, then take it. What a hypocrite." You really piss me off. Whooshing Crocodile lay on top of Lin Tian's head and said. Lin Tian punched the Bone Clan's holy son with his left hand. At the same time, an immortal sword appeared in his right hand. Without saying a word, he directly used the towering heaven sword scripture. An immortal sword ray pierced through heaven and earth and instantly appeared in front of the wizard tribe's holy son. Poof! Blood splattered. The wizard tribe's holy son was directly penetrated, and the void was stained with blood. Many of the cultivators around changed their expressions. So powerful! Someone trembled. The powerful wizard tribe's holy son was penetrated by a sword. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. He gave up on the Bone Clan's holy son and charged toward the wizard tribe's holy son with the immortal sword. Clang! The sound of the sword was ear-piercing. He held the immortal sword in his hand and swung the towering heaven sword scripture. 108 sword rays shot out and trapped the wizard tribe's holy son, who was flying backward. The wizard tribe's holy son's chest was stained with blood. At this time, he no longer had the sinister smile he had when he first appeared. Instead, his expression changed. He clearly did not expect Lin Tian to be so powerful. Moreover, he attacked so fiercely the moment he appeared. Sinister wind blast! He roared. With a boom, an icy aura surged. It turned into a huge black wave that surged up and swept toward Lin Tian. Lin Tian's expression did not change. He raised the immortal sword in his hand again, and another wave of towering heaven sword ray pressed down. Poof! The wizard tribe's holy son hurriedly met the attack. How could he resist the towering heaven sword scripture? In the blink of an eye, he was penetrated by the sword again. Blood splattered in the void. Everyone's expressions changed again. In the distance, among the 5 people who first appeared, a man stared at Lin Tian. His eyes flashed. He was the Wind Tribe's holy son. At the same time, among the 5 people who first appeared, the 2 women who were leaning against each other seemed to have a good relationship. They were also staring at Lin Tian. There was a strange light in their eyes. They were the Sanuses of the Sound Tribe and the Snow Tribe. They were very powerful. Clang! The sound of the sword rang out. Lin Tian held the immortal sword in his hand and performed the towering heaven sword scripture. Sword rays filled the sky and shook the sky, forcing the wizard tribe's holy son to retreat again and again. What a terrifying sword ray. What kind of technique is this? I've never seen such a sword technique in this region before. Many people were shocked. At this moment, when they felt Lin Tian perform the towering heaven sword scripture, the cultivators' hearts trembled. They were shocked by the towering heaven sword will. Even the whooshing crocodile above Lin Tian's head was surprised. Kid, where did you learn this sword technique? I've never seen it before. Lin Tian did not speak. He performed the towering heaven sword scripture with the upper-grade immortal sword and destroyed everything. Poof! Once again, the wizard tribe's holy son was swept away. He was in a sorry state. Lin Tian held his sword and pressed forward again. He suddenly remembered another thing. Previously, when he comprehended the towering heaven sword scripture in the blood-red space, an ancestor of the wizard tribe attacked him twice in a row. He wanted to seize his soul and everything from him so that he could obtain the towering heaven sword scripture. Now, the wizard tribe's holy son attacked him for no reason and wanted to take his blood-Kirin fruit. Naturally, he would not show him any mercy and attacked fiercely. Bang! He slashed out a large sword ray and appeared beside the wizard tribe's holy son on the yin-yang puppet. He kicked him away. The wizard tribe's holy son stabilized himself in the air. His face turned pale. He roared fiercely, and the scepter in his hand shone brightly. Kill! With a roar, the wizard tribe's holy son's body shone with a dark light. He finally broke free from his sorry state. A powerful divine power surged out, and he performed the wizard tribe's special technique to meet Lin Tian. Chapter 7:26. The 2 powerhouses charged over together. All kinds of treasure lights shot out and pressed down on Lin Tian, creating waves of killing intent. This, the Blood Wolf tribe's young paragon, is also. The crowd was shocked. The Blood Wolf tribe's paragon's eyes were bloodthirsty and cold. His attacks were shockingly fierce. The sorcerer race's saint shook the scepter in his hand and used the sorcerer race's strange technique again. A strange circle of black light wrapped around Lin Tian. Boom! The combined power of these two powerhouses was naturally shocking. Everyone was shocked. Lin Tian's expression did not change, but his eyes became colder. The immortal sword in his hand shook, and the High Heaven Sword scripture was activated to the limit. 108 High Heaven Sword auras swept out. Kid, you're still in the first place in World War II, but you've become that one. The whooshing crocodile gloated. Lin Tian was expressionless. He had fought against 4 people before. This was nothing. He stared at the Blood Wolf tribe's young paragon and said coldly, "I let you escape last time. This time, you won't have another chance." He stepped forward and slashed down with the High Heaven Sword scripture again. Then, with a boom, a divine cauldron rushed out of his body. As soon as it appeared, it emitted a mighty divine aura. A superior-grade Dao weapon. The crowd was shocked. As soon as the divine cauldron appeared, the space became scorching hot. Flames surged in the sky and interweaved in the void. The Blood Wolf tribe's young paragon said coldly, "It's just a superior-grade Dao weapon. What can it be?" With a boom, he summoned a blood saber. Although its aura was slightly weaker than the divine cauldron, it was not much weaker. Middle-grade Dao weapon, a cultivator said. Middle-grade Dao weapons and superior-grade Dao weapons were of the same level. The difference in power between them was not big. Which king banner? The sorcerer race's saint said coldly. He held up a black banner that flickered with a dim light. Another middle-grade Dao weapon. The blood saber shook, and the Witch King banner fluttered in the wind. The 2 middle-grade Dao weapons shone brightly and faced the divine cauldron. Lin Tian took a step forward, pressing forward with a cold gaze. Boom! A 3-pronged halberd appeared, flickering with light and flourishing with ominous light. As soon as the halberd appeared, it immediately caused everyone to reveal a shocked expression. High-grade Dao weapon, the strongest treasure weapon of the bug race. This was really taken away by him. He can actually control 2 high-grade Dao weapons by himself? Is his divine power and divine sense really that thick? The crowd was shocked. Boom! A berserk might and pressure surged out. The moment the 2 superior-grade Dao tools appeared, the pressure distorted the void. The expressions of the saint of the sorcerer tribe and the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf tribe changed, but they quickly turned cold again. Controlling 2 high-grade Dao weapons at the same time. How long can your divine power last? The young paragon of the Blood Wolf clan said coldly. Dao weapons were extraordinary. Controlling and activating them required a large amount of divine power. Activating the Dao weapons of 2 sects at the same time, and they were high-grade Dao weapons at that, required a shocking amount of divine power. It's enough to last until I kill you. Lin Tian's voice was cold. He stepped forward, and the immortal sword in his hand slashed out a large amount of sword radiance. He used the weapon control technique to activate the 3-pronged halberd to face the saint of the sorcerer tribe. He stepped forward and directly activated the divine fire cauldron to slash at the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan. At the same time, he did not hold back and directly used the divine art. He summoned the primitive mountain, the divine weapon bell, the 3-leaf sea, the place where Lord Dowring comprehended the Tao, the bloody crack, the 9-spring sacred sword, and many other divine images. They surged toward the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan like a destructive torrent. Then, with a thought, the 4 symbols Tao diagram appeared together. With a boom, a berserk aura soared into the sky, causing all the cultivators in this place to change their expressions. They were all shocked by this power, and their expressions changed drastically. The young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan was naturally moved. He roared and used the blood blade to face the divine fire cauldron. At the same time, he used the core secret technique of the Blood Wolf clan, the lone wolf howling at the moon. A huge wolf god shadow rushed out behind him, and a black moon accompanied him. Boom! The two strong forces collided, and a large amount of flowing light spread out, intertwining in all directions. All kinds of light rays shot out, and smoke and dust covered the void. The young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan retreated, his face pale. Right at this moment, Lin Tian charged out from within the dust and dirt that filled the sky. The immortal sword in his hand shook, and then an eternal sword light shot through the sky. It was swift to the extreme and formidable to the point of shaking the heavens. Puff! A wave of blood rushed up, and one of the young supreme martial artists of the Blood Wolf clan's arms was directly cut off. He immediately let out an angry scream. Such a scene undoubtedly shocked everyone. They were all shocked by Lin Tian's tyrannical strength. Lin Tian did not stop. He used the divine fire cauldron to suppress the blood blade. With a thought, the four symbols Tao diagram above his head immediately rotated toward the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan. Moreover, he also pressed forward. Fist shadows and sword radiance constantly scattered. For a moment, the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan blocked in a panic. He actually looked a little embarrassed and was suppressed and beaten back step by step. Fellow cultivator, let me help you. The sorcerer tribe's saint stepped forward. Lin Tian's expression was cold. Light intertwined between his eyebrows, and the yin-yang lotus sea condensed into a huge lotus sword. The sorcerer tribe's saint's expression changed, and he was forced to retreat dozens of feet away. At the same time, he waved his left fist, and the void collapsed with a punch. Puff! The last arm of the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan was smashed by the punch, and it exploded into a bloody mist. Human! The young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan roared. The bloody radiance around his body shone brightly, and he turned into a blood wolf that was dozens of feet tall. A terrifying bloody radiance gathered in his mouth, causing the surrounding void to distort. The violent destructive power made everyone's expression change. However, at this moment, a wave of heavenly sword will rushed out of Lin Tian's body, shaking the heavens and the earth. Heavenly sword, Lin Tianling said. He stretched out his left hand, and the divine sword in his right hand hung above his left palm. The entire divine sword almost turned into a beam of strange light. Kill! The young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan roared. The bloody radiance rushed out of his mouth, shattering everything, and rushed toward Lin Tian. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. The divine sword in his right hand trembled, and a bright sword radiance shot out. Boom! The bloody radiance and the sword radiance collided with each other, and a sizzling sound was heard. The surrounding void collapsed inch by inch. Then, the sharp sword radiance broke through the bloody radiance, and with a will that was above heaven and earth, it pierced into the head of the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan, causing his demonic body to shatter into pieces. Then it directly exploded. For a moment, the crowd was shocked, and everyone could not help but tremble. The young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan is dead, someone trembled. These people stared at Lin Tian, and their hearts could not help but beat wildly. Another young supreme martial artist had died at the hands of Lin Tian. At this moment, even the Bone Clan Saint and the Giant Clan Saint, who were fighting on the other side, could not help but stop and look over. In the distance, the Wind Clan Saint's eyes shone brighter. The Sound Clan Saint and the Snow Clan Saint were also surprised. Kid, not bad. You have a bright future, the Wuxing crocodile said. Then it opened its mouth and laughed. What is that swordsmanship? Can you teach it to your Lord Crocodile? Lin Tian ignored it. With a wave of his left hand, he collected the crimson saber in the distance. He directly erased the imprint of the young supreme martial artist of the Blood Wolf clan on it, and kept it in the stone ring. Then he tilted his head and looked at the sorcerer clan saint opposite him. It's your turn, he said coldly. With a boom, the divine fire cauldron shone brightly and directly pressed down on the sorcerer clan saint. Together with the trident, they attacked the sorcerer clan saint from both sides. The sorcerer clan saint's expression suddenly changed. The two upper-grade Dao weapons were pressing down together. This was no joke. Wizard King's fury. He let out a loud roar. The Sorcerer King banner shook violently, and the crimson radiance shone brightly. Vaguely, a ghostly figure rushed out from it, roaring fiercely. Its eyes were red, and it was full of the aura of death. The Ghost King realm is slightly stronger than the average half-step Great Dao expert. The Sorcerer clan actually used a strange technique to seal a Ghost King in the Wizard King banner. Many cultivators were shocked. However, in the next moment, these people were shocked again. Clang! Lin Tian waved the Heavenly Sword scripture and activated the two upper-grade Dao weapons at the same time. They directly pressed down on the Ghost King that the Sorcerer clan saint had summoned from the Wizard King banner and exploded. Moreover, at the same time, the two Dao weapons pressed down and shattered the Wizard King banner on the spot. What terrifying combat power! Some people's hearts palpitated. Lin Tian took a step forward. The two upper-grade Dao weapons pressed down together like two suns, pressing down on the Sorcerer clan saint. The Sorcerer clan saint's expression changed drastically. He was shocked and angry. With a roar, he used his origin energy to activate the great magical power of his clan. Boom! A violent impact and divine light intertwined in all directions. With a poof, the Sorcerer clan saint flew out. One of his arms was covered in cracks, and the bones inside could be seen. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. He took another step forward and pressed down. The clanging sound was endless. He waved the Heavenly Sword scripture, and the sword radiance swept across, forcing the Sorcerer clan saint. The Sorcerer clan saint's expression changed. As he activated his great magical power to suppress Lin Tian, he retreated, not fighting head-on. At this moment, Lin Tian was controlling two upper-grade Dao weapons. He was definitely no match for him, so he could only retreat. "You're too weak," Lin Tianling said. His words immediately made the Sorcerer clan saint's face turn pale and ugly. "If you don't have two upper-grade Dao weapons, how can you fight with me?" The Sorcerer clan saint's eyes were sinister. "Without them, you're still no match for me." Lin Tian's voice was cold. He formed a seal with his left hand, and the four symbols Dao diagram appeared. At the same time, he shook the immortal sword in his right hand, and the heavenly sword intent spread out, shaking the void in all directions. Moreover, the two upper-grade Dao weapons were activated by his weapon control technique, and they pressed down on the Sorcerer clan saint. The Sorcerer clan saint retreated frantically. At the same time, he activated an even more powerful Sorcerer clan technique. Boom! The violent destructive star Chi wave rushed past, shattering the Sorcerer clan saint's magical power and sending him flying hundreds of feet away. He coughed out large mouthfuls of blood, and most of his clothes were torn. He was in an extremely sorry state. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. The immortal sword in his hand shone brightly, and the heavenly sword radiance was blazing to the extreme. He was about to slash down on the Sorcerer clan saint. However, in the next moment, his expression suddenly changed. The yin-yang lotus sea in his sea of consciousness actually swayed on its own, releasing wisps of black and white sunlight that pointed to the ground under his feet. Chapter 7:27. Lin Tian did not hesitate. He retracted his sword and pulled back the two superior-grade Dao weapons. Then he retreated 30 feet away. He retreated? What's going on? Strange. That sword could almost kill the holy son of the Sorcerer tribe. Many cultivators were puzzled. However, in the next moment, the ground shook violently. The ground where Lin Tian was standing cracked open, and cracks spread out like a spider web. An extremely cold aura of death shot up into the sky from below. The ground collapsed with a bang, revealing piles of bones. It was like a sea of corpses. A strong stench of decay floated into space, making people feel nauseous. Why are there so many corpses underground? Many cultivators were shocked. With so many corpses piled up together, how intense was the battle back then? At this moment, even the holy son of the Bone Clan and other super experts changed their expressions. Their faces were filled with shock. Lin Tian stared at the large number of corpses under the ground. In Shi surged out, and he was also shocked. Then, in the next moment, his expression changed again. Something was pushing the corpses from the piles of corpses, and they were about to rush out from below. There's something down there? Naturally, other cultivators in this place also noticed this scene. Many cultivators stared at it, and their expressions changed. Then, with a boom, a large number of skeletons were suddenly blasted away by a powerful force. The mist of death surged, and 3 tall, rotting corpses stood up. Their clothes were tattered, and their bodies were covered in red hair. Seeing them, all the cultivators trembled and felt their hearts palpitate. Roar! The 3 rotting corpses stood up and roared. Instantly, a terrifying force spread out. The few immortal channeling cultivators who were closer to them were instantly shattered. Their blood, bones, and flesh were all sucked into the stomach of one of the rotting corpses. In an instant, an even more ferocious ghost howl sounded. It was ear-piercing and evil. Puff! 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 In this place, several more cultivators were blasted apart, their flesh and blood completely absorbed. Next, the 3 rotting corpses stepped out from the sea of corpses. They transformed into 3 gusts of sinister wind and charged into the surroundings. Like wild beasts, they began a massacre. In the blink of an eye, they tore apart several connecting immortals and devoured their flesh and blood. Damn it, monster! Let's attack together and kill them, a cultivator roared. Immediately, a large amount of divine ability light pressed down on the 3 zombies, causing the space to tremble. Brat, run! This is a divine ghost, and it's comparable to a Wuxian expert. No one here can deal with it. Wuxian Crocodile sent a message to Lin Tian. Lin Tian Wei was shocked. She nodded and stepped on the Yin and Yang Liang to retreat. At this time, he naturally wouldn't doubt Wuxian Crocodile's words. After all, Wuxian Crocodile was a Nirvana realm existence back then, so it was impossible for him to be mistaken. Moreover, the Yin and Yang Lotus Sea in his sea of consciousness was swaying, actively warning him to retreat. He was very fast, like a bolt of golden lightning. In the blink of an eye, he moved dozens of feet away and quickly left. On the other side, the Saint of the Sorcerer tribe spat out blood and also retreated immediately. At the same time, the Saint of the Bone tribe, the Saint of the Giant tribe, the Saint of the Wind tribe, the Saintess of the Sound tribe, and the Saintess of the Snow tribe also retreated one after another. None of them were weak. They instinctively sensed the terror of the 3 rotting corpses and chose to retreat. Roar! The ghostly howls were ear-piercing. The 3 divine ghosts crushed all the divine lights and secret techniques that came close to them. With a roar, they crushed many cultivators. Then, the 3 divine ghosts rushed in all directions like hungry beasts, treating all the cultivators as food. Ah! Screams rang out instantly. Some cultivators were caught and had their throats bitten off. Then, their blood essence was quickly drained, and they turned into dried corpses in the blink of an eye. Run! Someone shouted in horror. Immediately, the cultivators quickly fled in all directions. Lin Tian was very fast, and the Yin and Yang Hua was very shocking. In the blink of an eye, he had crossed a long distance. However, not long after, he felt 2 terrifying auras of death approaching from behind. He could not help but tilt his head to look back. What he saw sent a chill down his spine. 2 of the 3 divine ghosts that rushed out were chasing after him, and their speed was not slower than his. The Wuxian Crocodile obviously noticed it too. It immediately glared at him. Boy, what have you done? There are dozens of cultivators here, but 2 of the 3 divine ghosts that rushed out are chasing after you. Lin Tian did not bother to pay attention to it. He increased his speed and fled quickly. The 2 deity ghosts that were chasing after him were comparable to experts in the enlightenment realm. With his current cultivation, how could he fight against them? Even if he had the yin-yang lotus sea that could restrain evil, it would be useless. If he fought head-on with ghosts of this level, there would only be one result, and that was death. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming. Hurry up, boy. Grandpa Crocodile does not want to be eaten by rotting corpses. The Wuxian Crocodile shouted. Lin Tian activated the Heart Sutra of Sunday. The divine power in his body surged, and the golden divine light on the surface of his body shone brightly, increasing his speed. However, the divine ghost-level evil spirits were too fast. They were not weaker than the yin and yang hua at the 5th level just by relying on their instincts. Damn it, if Grandpa Crocodile was still in peak condition, I would stare these 2 little bastards to death. The whooshing crocodile cursed. Roar! Roar! Behind him, the 2 divine ghosts that were chasing after him roared. Death chi filled the sky, rolling up gusts of black wind that corroded a large area of the void. Boy, you're really unlucky. Think about it. 3 divine ghosts rushed out, facing dozens of cultivators who were escaping, but 2 of them chased after you. What kind of luck is this? This crocodile really feels sorry for you. The whooshing crocodile stared at the 2 divine ghosts that were chasing after him and sighed. Lin Tian gritted his teeth. If you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll throw you out. The whooshing crocodile immediately stopped talking. It obediently lay on Lin Tian's head and pulled Lin Tian's hair tighter. Roar! Behind him, the 2 divine ghosts roared. Their ghost eyes were bloodthirsty, and the vast ghost fog filled the sky as they chased after Lin Tian in front of them. Lin Tian gritted his teeth and activated the Heart Sutra of Sun even faster. The yin and yang hua at the 5th level was activated to the limit, and his speed was even faster. Even so, he was still unable to shake off the 2 deities and ghosts. However, even if he could not shake them off, he did not dare to stop, because if he did, he would really be dead. He ran crazily, crossing patches of wet ground. In the blink of an eye, 15 minutes had passed. At this time, the air in front of him suddenly became warm, and there were bits of spiritual energy intertwining. He looked up and saw that there was an oasis not far away. There were strange plants growing, and there were wisps of light mist lingering around them. Such a scene shocked him and the whooshing crocodile. To think that there would be such an oasis in this gloomy, hellish underground space. Roar! Roar! Behind him, the divine ghosts roared, and their ghost eyes were blood red. They chased forward and closed the distance between them and Lin Tian in the blink of an eye. However, it was also at this time that the 2 divine ghosts seemed to have discovered the oasis in front of them. They suddenly trembled at the same time, and then they unexpectedly stopped at the same time. Their ghost eyes were filled with fear, and they did not dare to move forward anymore. Lin Tian and the whooshing crocodile naturally noticed this scene, and they were both stunned for a moment. The 2 divine ghosts that were extremely ferocious before, comparable to powerhouses in the Enlightenment realm, suddenly stopped and trembled. It seems to be related to that oasis. The whooshing crocodile looked at the oasis in front of them. It's obvious. Lin Tian nodded. The 2 ferocious divine ghosts obviously stopped after seeing the oasis. It was obvious that they had something to do with that place. The whooshing crocodile stared. Could it be that there are more ferocious creatures than those 2 little bastards living there? As it said this, it suddenly sighed. Damn it, Lord Crocodile used to be so glorious, but now I'm being chased by 2 little divine ghosts. Now I'm afraid of such a small oasis. It's a disgrace to my life. I've lost my face. Lin Tian was speechless. He looked at the oasis in front of him seriously and only shook his head after a dozen breaths. It doesn't look like there are ferocious creatures. He stared ahead. The yin-yang lotus sea in a sea of consciousness was very calm, and there were no signs of warning. Then, do we go in? The whooshing crocodile asked. What else can we do if we don't go in? Lin Tian glanced at the 2 divine ghosts behind him and said, Do you have any other choice? The whooshing crocodile didn't say anything. Lin Tian didn't hesitate anymore. He stepped forward and approached the oasis. Soon, he was close to the oasis. When he came close to the oasis, the spiritual energy in the air became denser. It made people feel relaxed involuntarily. Lin Tian walked in. The ground under his feet was soft but not wet. There were strange flowers and plants growing. They were all species that he had never seen before, which surprised him. The whooshing crocodile lay on top of Lin Tian's head. It glanced to the left and then to the right, looking at the oasis. Buzz! At this moment, the ground of the oasis suddenly shook. A divine light suddenly rushed from the center, bright and dazzling. In an instant, Lin Tian and the whooshing crocodile's expressions changed. This divine light was exactly the same as the one they saw rushing into the sky before they came here. Go! The whooshing crocodile howled, full of excitement. It jumped from Lin Tian's head and rushed toward the center of the oasis. Lin Tian didn't hesitate. His eyes flashed. The fifth level of the yin and yang roar flashed, and in an instant he was dozens of feet away. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 breaths passed. Lin Tian and the whooshing crocodile arrived at the center of the oasis at the same time. In front of them, a divine light rose from the ground and rushed into the vast sky. It was so magnificent that it covered the space in a layer of halo. There was a faint divine aura in the air, which shocked the man and the crocodile. A treasure. It must be a super treasure. The whooshing crocodile stared blankly. Gradually, the divine light dimmed and dissipated. Finally, the true appearance of the divine light was revealed. This is... Lin Tian and the whooshing crocodile were stunned. Chapter 728. Lin Tian and whooshing crocodile stared at the egg in the loose sand. Their expressions were stunned. They originally thought that the divine light should be from some super treasure, but they didn't expect it to be an egg below. Buzz! At this moment, the markings on the surface of the egg in the sand suddenly lit up. Another ray of divine light shot out, and it was even more resplendent. It interweaved in all directions with an extremely divine ripple, causing the space there to become even brighter. This divine light didn't last long, and soon disappeared again. Lin Tian stared at the strange egg in the sand, his eyes full of surprise. Could it be its fetal movement? Whooshing crocodile stared. It seems like it. One man and one crocodile stared straight at the strange egg in the center. Although they didn't find any treasures here, at this moment, they were very clear that this egg was definitely not ordinary. Do you recognize these patterns? Lin Tian pointed to the patterns on the egg and asked whooshing crocodile. These patterns weren't complicated, but he couldn't understand them. Whooshing crocodile stared seriously and shook its head after a while. I don't recognize it. You don't recognize it? Lin Tian glanced at it. Weren't you at the Nirvana Peak realm back then? How can you not recognize this? Where have you lived for so many years? Whooshing crocodile suddenly raised its eyes and said angrily, Kid, we are familiar with each other, but can you not talk to your grandpa crocodile in such a mocking tone? Lin Tian ignored it, and his eyes fell on the strange egg again. The patterns on its surface were very simple, but he still couldn't understand them after looking at them for dozens of breaths. He didn't understand what they meant. Stop looking. In short, this egg is not simple. Whooshing crocodile stared at the egg, and its eyes suddenly lit up. Yes, if I swallow it, Grandpa Crocodile's cultivation will definitely recover a lot. As it spoke, the wings behind it shook, and it rushed over in an instant. In the blink of an eye, it came to the side of the egg. Its monster body enlarged a little, and it opened its mouth to swallow the egg. Lin Tian was moved and quickly stopped it. Stop! Bang! Before he could finish speaking, a halo of light appeared on the surface of the strange egg. With a bang, the whooshing crocodile was sent flying. The whooshing crocodile miserably tumbled more than 10 feet away and let out a miserable howl. Lin Tian, whooshing crocodile howled miserably. After a few breaths, it flew back while cursing. Its demon body shrunk to an inch, and it lay on top of Lin Tian's head. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Lord Crocodile feels like all the bones in my body are about to fall apart. Damn, this bastard can even automatically protect my body. My teeth almost broke. Lin Tian wanted to laugh, but he held back in the end. He looked at the egg in front of him. After a pause, he slowly approached it. When the Five Elements crocodile saw Lin Tian's action, it immediately widened its eyes and flew up in a wobbly manner. It retreated a little and looked around. Lin Tian was puzzled. "What are you doing?" "Lord Crocodile is guessing where you will roll," Wuxing Crocodile said. Lin Tian picked up a stone by his feet and threw it directly at it. Wuxing Crocodile dodged and urged, "Kid, hurry up. Let Lord Crocodile see how valiant you are when you fly out." Lin Tian was speechless. He really wanted to grab this rogue crocodile and beat it up. In the end, he turned his head away. He was too lazy to pay attention to Wuxing Crocodile. He slowly walked forward and finally approached the egg. Looking at it closely, the patterns on the surface of the egg were clearer. There was a faint luster flowing on it. He stared at it for a while, but he still couldn't understand it. "Kid, hurry up. Open your mouth and bite it, then fly." Wuxing Crocodile continued to urge him from behind. Lin Tian clenched his fists and finally released them. He ignored this rogue and continued to look at the egg in front of him. He paused for a moment, stretched out his hand, and touched the egg in front of him. Because Wuxing Crocodile was sent flying just now, he was very careful at this time. It wasn't until 3 breaths later that his hand finally landed on the egg. Buzz! In an instant, the patterns on the surface of the egg emitted wisps of divine light. The 5 elements crocodile suddenly laughed, and his face was full of gloating expression. "Fly! Fly! Fly! Fly!" Buzz! On the surface of the egg, the strange patterns emitted more dazzling light. It was as if they were alive, completely illuminating the surroundings. Circles of divine light intertwined. Then, the egg suddenly turned into light and merged into Lin Tian's body. Wuxing Crocodile's laughter stopped abruptly. Its crocodile eyes widened as it stared in front of it. "Huh!" Lin Tian was also stunned. His expression suddenly changed slightly. That egg actually ran into his body. He scanned it with his divine sense. After the egg merged into his body, it actually directly came to the side of his life, origin, and leaned against it motionlessly. This, he frowned slightly. Not only did the egg run into his body, but it also leaned against his life, origin. This made him a little worried. He looked at Wuxing Crocodile and quickly explained the current situation. He asked, "What's going on?" Wuxing Crocodile recovered from its daze. It thought for a moment and said, "It's certain that there's a small creature inside that egg. Some primordial creatures, if they continue to reproduce with eggs, will put the egg in a place with abundant spiritual energy after giving birth to the egg, allowing the spiritual energy to nourish and incubate the egg. Then, for any living being, the spiritual energy near the origin is the densest. That egg fused into your body and leaned against the origin of life." At this point, the 5 elements crocodile suddenly widened its eyes and laughed wildly while holding its stomach. "The little guy in the egg wants you to hatch it." Lin Tian's forehead was full of black lines. "Want him to hatch the egg?" Buzz! At this time, the strange patterns on the surface of the egg next to his life origin emitted a faint light again. The intertwining divine light actually made him feel warm all over. At the same time, he seemed to hear a clear and melodious babbling sound. It was like a young creature was crying out in joy, but also like a delicate greeting to him. It made his heart tremble slightly. After a pause, he asked Wuxing Crocodile, "Will there be any negative effects?" He originally wanted to take the egg out of his body, but at this moment, he changed his mind. However, he had to at least ask if there were any negative effects. Wuxing Crocodile laughed wildly. After a while, it finally stopped. It took a deep breath and said, "No. Normally, at most, it will absorb a small amount of spiritual energy from your body. Then, when you encounter a source of abundant spiritual energy, it will absorb the spiritual energy with you. There are no negative effects on you, and it won't interfere with your cultivation." Lin Tian nodded. That was good. He scanned the strange egg in his body with his divine consciousness again. Finally, he shook his head and didn't care anymore. Wuxing Crocodile said, "Boy, although Lord Crocodile thinks it's fun to let you hatch the egg, you have to know that the egg is extraordinary. The little guy inside will definitely be very heaven-defying. It will be a great help to you in the future." Lin Tian squinted at it and didn't want to talk to it. He scanned the oasis with his divine consciousness and walked around unhurriedly. However, he didn't find anything else. Let's go. In the end, he didn't stay there and walked out of the oasis. Whooshing Crocodile lay on top of his head and kept muttering the word hatch. It made his teeth itch. He wanted to grab it and stomp on it a few times. Soon, he walked out of the oasis. The two ghosts from before were no longer there. He didn't hesitate and prepared to leave. However, at this time, a group of figures rushed in front of him from different directions. There were two familiar figures in two of the directions. They were the Sorcerer Tribe Holy Sun and the Bone Clan Holy Sun. The Sorcerer Tribe Holy Sun and the Bone Clan Holy Sun obviously saw Lin Tian too. Murderous intent surged from their eyes. "It's you. It's me. What a coincidence." Lin Tianling smiled. He didn't care about the others. He stared directly at the Sorcerer Tribe Holy Sun and the Bone Clan Holy Sun. The murderous intent in his eyes was undisguised. At this time, in another position, a tall man stepped out. His gaze fell on Lin Tian. He looked fierce and domineering. "You walked out of the oasis. Did you get the thing inside?" The tall man had one bare arm. His muscles were strong and strong like a dragon. He had a very powerful aura, like an ancient king who ruled the world. Lin Tian glanced at this person and looked back at the Bone Clan Holy Sun and the Sorcerer Tribe Holy Sun. Seeing that Lin Tian ignored him, a cold light flashed in the tall man's eyes. "I'm asking you a question." With a boom, a violent aura rushed out, causing the entire space to shake for a moment. Whooshing Crocodile narrowed his eyes slightly and sent a message to Lin Tian. "Ninth Heaven of the Ascension Realm. Brother, sure, this person is the one in the recent rumors. He's arrogant and domineering. He doesn't put anyone in his eyes." A voice rang out. It was the sacred child of the Bone Clan. He said coldly, "The divine light from before should have rushed out from that oasis. Now that he has come out of that oasis, there's no need to think about it. He must have taken the thing inside." Ouch! Damn it, this little bastard. Whooshing Crocodile was unhappy. Lin Tianling glanced at the Bone Clan Holy Sun coldly, not hiding his killing intent. At the same time, from the words "Brother Sure" from the Bone Clan Holy Sun, he vaguely guessed the identity of the tall man. He should belong to the Stone God Clan, and his status in the Stone God Clan shouldn't be low. Otherwise, the Bone Clan Holy Sun wouldn't have called him Brother Sure. In fact, his guess was correct. The tall man was indeed from the Stone God Clan, and he was the holy son of this generation of the Stone God Clan. Not long ago, a divine light rushed into the sky. In the entire fourth heaven, many big clans saw it, and many cultivators came. Naturally, the Stone God Clan also rushed over. The holy son of this clan came in person for the thing that emitted the divine light. Just now, the egg rushed out of the oasis twice, making everyone who entered this underground space aware of it. The holy son of the Stone God Clan, the Bone Clan, and the Sorcerer Tribe were the first to arrive at this place. The holy son of the Sorcerer Tribe spoke at this time. "Brother Sure, fellow Taoist Bone is right. We can't let him go." Chapter 729. The holy son of the Stone God Clan was very domineering. His eyes were cold, and the words handed over were as sharp as a knife. Lin Tianting glanced at the holy son of the Stone God Clan coldly. "Don't make trouble for yourself." After saying that, he looked back at the holy son of the Bone Clan and the holy son of the Sorcerer Clan. The murderous intent in his eyes was not concealed at all. He took a step forward, and the ground trembled. This, in addition to the holy sons of the Stone God Clan, the Bone Clan, and the Sorcerer Clan, there were other cultivators who were lucky enough to come here. They were all at the connecting immortal realm. At this moment, seeing that Lin Tian seemed to be about to attack the holy son of the Bone Clan and the holy son of the Sorcerer Clan, they were all secretly shocked. With a cold snort, the holy son of the Stone God Clan took a step forward. A majestic force surged out, causing a violent hurricane to roll up in this place. It went straight for Lin Tian. "Don't be so shameless." Hand over the thing you took in the oasis, and you can live. If not, you die. Staring at Lin Tian, the holy son of the stone god clan's face was cold, like an emperor. Damn it. You're even more arrogant than Lord Crocodile. This really pisses me off. Kid, go beat him up, the whooshing crocodile said. The holy son of the stone god clan followed the voice and stared at the whooshing crocodile that was about an inch above Lin Tian's head. His eyes were cold. Worm. F*ck. The whooshing crocodile was furious. F*ck. You're the F*king worm. Your whole family is made of worms. You're courting death. A cold light flashed in the holy son of the stone god clan's eyes. He took a step forward and directly raised his hand to grab the whooshing crocodile above Lin Tian's head. With a boom, as the holy son of the stone god clan's right hand reached out, the entire void shook. The power was frightening. The stone god clan, the giant clan, and the barbarian clan are all born with extremely strong physiques, especially the stone god clan. Their physiques are the most terrifying. A cultivator whispered, "The holy son of the stone god clan is the most outstanding genius of the stone god clan in thousands of years. He is now in the connecting immortal 9th tier, but his physique is said to be comparable to a 5th tier Dao master. His pure physique can contend with a 5th firmament of the great Dao expert? So exaggerated?" Many cultivators were shocked. With a loud boom, the stone god clan's holy prince's hand arrived in front of Lin Tian. "I'll crush you to death first." The holy son stared coldly at the whooshing crocodile above Lin Tian's head. He ignored Lin Tian and grabbed at the whooshing crocodile. "It is truly as that old fart said. Your clan is so overbearing that it is disgusting." Lin Tian spoke at this moment. He only made his move when the holy son of the stone god clan's hand was right in front of him. This is a battle with the physique of the holy son of the stone god clan? That's too irrational. Even if he can kill a half-step great Dao expert, there is still a huge gap between him and the holy son of the stone god clan in terms of pure physique. How can he be so rash? Many cultivators frowned. In the next moment, the fist and the palm collided, producing another boom. A cultivator shook his head. "This is bad." Before the cultivator could finish his sentence, he saw a figure stumbling backward. It was the holy son of the stone god clan. The cultivator stopped talking and widened his eyes in shock. His pure physique is superior to the holy son of the stone god clan? Although I heard that his physique is very strong, but is it really that strong? Is he stronger than the holy son of the stone god clan? The cultivators who could come here were not weak, but at this moment, they were all stunned by the scene in front of them. "Kid, that was a good beating." The whooshing crocodile felt relieved. The holy son of the stone god clan steadied himself after retreating a few steps. His gaze fell on Lin Tian again, and his eyes were sharper. "You can block my palm." "Interesting. Don't flatter yourself." "Did you block it?" Lin Tian's voice was indifferent. "Be clear. I just forced you to retreat." Many cultivators shrunk their necks, thinking that Lin Tian was really domineering. Facing the holy son of the stone god clan, one of the 3 most powerful clans in this region, he actually dared to use such a tone. However, after a pause, these people felt relieved. The person in front of them had slaughtered dozens of Zur clans. It was normal for him to be so domineering. The holy son of the stone god clan was tall with a head of black hair. His eyes shone brightly, and he had a demonic aura. After hearing Lin Tian's words, his eyes narrowed, and an even more powerful aura surged out. It was as if a killing sword was about to shoot out from his eyes. Then let's have a real test. Let's see whose physique is stronger. In the end, you can only be smashed into pieces by me. The holy son of the stone god clan was filled with murderous intent. As soon as he finished speaking, the holy son of the stone god clan directly stepped toward Lin Tian. His fist was like a steel sandbag, fiercely smashing toward Lin Tian. With a crack, the void directly shattered, and a hurricane swept out in all directions. In this place, many cultivators could clearly feel the terrifying power of this punch. Many people couldn't help but tremble. "You will fail." Lin Tian's expression was indifferent. He stood still and didn't move until the holy son of the Stone God clan approached him. He raised his golden fist and directly met the attack. Boom! The two iron fists collided, and the surrounding space directly collapsed. At the same time, the ground beneath their feet began to crack. Large cracks began to spread rapidly in all directions. The holy son of the Stone God clan roared wildly, his head of black hair fluttering in the wind. He was like a wild beast that had broken free from its seal. After the first punch, he raised his fist again. Lin Tian's expression was calm, and he didn't change his expression. He moved, and the golden fist blasted out again and again to meet the holy son of the Stone God. Bang! 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 The iron fists collided, and the space collapsed inch by inch. Moreover, more hurricanes appeared around them because of the momentum of the two's fists, sweeping in all directions. He can do this with just his physical body. They're both freaks. Some of the cultivators sucked in a breath of cold air. They were all shocked by such a physique, and some of them even retreated. "Break!" The holy son of the Stone God clan roared. His black hair stood on end, and he waved his hand, shattering a part of the sky. Lin Tian met the attack with his right fist, still as calm as before. In the short exchange, he had already felt the strength of his opponent's physical body. It was indeed terrifying. However, it was just a pure physical collision, so he couldn't feel any pressure. In terms of physique, it couldn't cause him any trouble. "How's that?" The holy son of the Stone God clan's black hair fluttered in the wind. His eyes were cold and domineering. He pressed down with another punch, as if he was going to shatter everything. Lin Tian's eyes flashed with a cold light. Golden light intertwined in his right fist, and he clenched it even tighter. He slowly and forcefully met the holy son of the Stone God clan's attack. Boom! The two fists collided with each other, and crisp cracking sounds were heard. The sky full of light annihilated the surroundings. In the next moment, the holy son of the Stone God clan was directly sent flying. With a bang, he crashed into a large rock in the distance. The rock was directly shattered into pieces, and rubble was everywhere. Many cultivators stared at this scene and trembled. In a pure physical battle, the holy son of the Stone God clan lost. "How's that?" Lin Tian looked at the holy son of the Stone God clan, who was sent flying, and looked down at him indifferently. The holy son of the Stone God clan was a bit embarrassed. At this moment, when he heard Lin Tian ask him the question, "How's that?" and met Lin Tian's condescending gaze, his eyes suddenly turned cold, and a wave of murderous intent quickly rushed out. "Very good, very good," he said coldly. "I want you to bleed to death." Rumbling sounds could be heard as godly power surged out, causing the ground to tremble. The holy son of the Stone God clan stepped forward. His body was dazzling, causing the surrounding space to distort inch by inch. Buzz! A demonic mountain rushed out from behind him, crossing the 9 heavens and shaking the mountains and rivers. Lin Tian finally felt a bit of pressure facing the holy son of the Stone God clan. He clearly felt that the holy son of the Stone God clan was much stronger than the holy son of the Bone clan and the holy son of the Sorcerer tribe. However, this little bit of pressure was nothing to him. He didn't say much. Instead, he used the divining divine skill, and a primitive mountain appeared behind him. The divine weapon bell directly faced the holy son of the Stone God clan. With a boom, the two powerful forces collided. The demonic mountain collapsed, the primitive mountain collapsed, and the divine weapon bell shattered together. When your blood dries, I'll take what you got in the oasis. The holy son of the Stone God clan's eyes were as sharp as knives. Boom! Divine power surged like a tsunami. A divine wave appeared behind the holy son of the Stone God clan. It went against the sky and attacked Lin Tian. With a crack, everything in the path of the divine wave was shattered. Even the powerful holy son of the Bone clan, and the holy son of the sorcerer tribe were shocked by the power of this attack. Those who provoke me for no reason have never had a good ending. Lin Tian's voice was cold. He raised his hand and formed a seal. Then, he used the divine elephants again. The powerful aura made the space around them tremble. Boom! The collision between the two powerful forces set off huge waves of wind in this place. Lin Tian activated the Sun Heart Sutra and fought the holy son of the Stone God clan. Dozens of divine elephants attacked in all directions. He condensed the 9 Springs sacred sword in his right hand and used it to activate the Ling Tian sword scripture. He directly shattered the monstrous divine wave that the holy son of the Stone God clan had unleashed. Then, with a whoosh, he turned into a beam of light and appeared in front of the holy son of the Stone God clan. He punched with his left hand and sent the holy son of the Stone God clan flying again, leaving a trail of blood in the air. This scene made many cultivators tremble. This, the holy son of the Stone God clan, was sent flying again? The holy son of the Stone God clan roared. His messy hair flew in the air and stood upright. His tall body seemed to be made of diamond. He had a demonic aura and a terrifying divine power that was like an ocean. "You will die." He stared at Lin Tian. His eyes were very cold and full of killing intent. "Is that so? Then let's try." Lin Tian was very calm. With a clang, a divine sword appeared in his hand. He waved the Ling Tian sword scripture and slashed out 108 Ling Tian sword radiances. They pressed down on the holy son of the Stone God clan from all directions. Then, with a thought, the divine fire cauldron flew out. The trident halberd appeared. The copper seal that he had taken from the young paragon of the ant tribe flew out. The blood saber that he had taken from the young paragon of the blood wolf tribe rushed out. The Tao weapons of the 4 sects each exploded with a monstrous divine radiance. He activated the weapon control technique and pressed down on the holy son of the Stone God clan at the same time. Crack! With a boom, destructive aura intertwined and shattered the void. 2 upper-grade Tao weapons and 2 middle-grade Tao weapons. This. Chapter 730. 2 superior-grade Tao weapons and 2 middle-grade Tao weapons. They were like 4 divine suns. As soon as they appeared, they exuded a vast Tao aura, causing the space to tremble. They pressed down on the holy son of the Stone God clan from 4 different angles. The holy son of the Stone God clan was shocked. Why don't you try and see if you can kill me?" Lin Tian said coldly. With a boom, the 4 Tao weapons shone brightly. They were even more powerful. They crushed the void like 4 sources of destruction. How powerful is his divine power? It's unimaginable. All the cultivators were shocked. The holy son of the Stone God clan shouted and took out a stone millstone. It shone brightly and was extremely powerful. A superior-grade Tao weapon. It is said that the Stone God clan, the Holy Light clan, and the Angel clan, these 3 great clans, each have 3 high-grade Tao weapons. Did the Stone God clan bestow one of them to their saint child for protection? But there's only 1 superior-grade Tao weapon. It's not enough, someone murmured. Lin Tian looked at the stone millstone that the holy son of the Stone God clan took out with a calm expression. He did not say anything. The 4 Tao weapons pressed down together. Then, with a loud boom, the holy son of the Stone God clan's superior-grade Tao weapon was sent flying. The strength of both sides is similar. How can 1 sect's Tao weapon fight against 4 sect's Tao weapon? A cultivator whispered. The divine fire cauldron, trident, copper seal, and crimson blade rumbled and pressed down from all directions. They kept sending the holy son of the Stone God clan's millstone flying. The holy son of the Stone God clan kept retreating. His face turned slightly pale. Lin Tian stepped forward. "Aren't you very domineering? Didn't you want to kill me? Why are you retreating now?" The holy son of the Stone God clan's face turned extremely pale. He roared, and the divine power around him surged like waves. "I'll kill you." He roared and unleashed an even more powerful divine art of the stone gods. Large amounts of murderous light interweaved in the space and pressed down on Lin Tian. The four Tao weapons shook violently as if they were about to be overturned. This caused some cultivators' hearts to palpitate. They secretly thought that the Stone Deity clan's Saint Child was truly terrifying. As expected of the Stone Deity clan's top-notch genius that was rarely seen in thousands of years, he was actually able to shake the four Tao weapons like this. Kill! The holy son of the stone god race roared. His black hair danced in the wind, and with a terrifying demonic aura, he raised a huge demonic mountain again. The space distorted inch by inch, collapsing under the demon mountain. Lin Tian's expression didn't change at all. The holy son of the stone god clan was indeed very powerful. However, could he really block the four Tao soldiers that he had summoned? His expression was indifferent as he channeled the Heart Sutra of Sunday. The four Tao weapons shone brightly once again, directly crushing all of the divine abilities of the stone god race's saint. Bang! The middle-grade Taoist weapon Copper Seal broke through the divine radiance that filled the sky. Under the protection of the other three Taoist weapons, it fiercely crashed into the body of the stone god clan's young Taoist, causing him to fly over 100 feet away. Blood flowed from his mouth and nose, and half of his body was almost directly smashed into pieces. What do you think? Lin Tian's expression was indifferent as he brought the four Sex Tao soldiers down again. The holy son of the stone god race's hair was messy, and it was already disheveled. At this moment, when he heard Lin Tian's words, a terrifying murderous light suddenly burst out of his eyes. Don't be so smug. I will definitely kill you. He shouted coldly as the stone god race's divine ability was activated again. Lin Tian smiled, and the four Sex Tao soldiers emitted even more shocking divine light. Puff! The holy son of the stone god race was sent flying again. One of his arms was almost smashed, and he spat out a large mouthful of blood. The four Sex Tao soldiers are attacking together. Ordinary people can't block them. That's right. Many cultivators shook their heads. The whooshing crocodile lay on top of Lin Tian's head and pointed a claw at the holy son of the stone god race. It shouted, "Kid, go! Don't give the enemy a chance to breathe. Kill him while he's down. Kill him." Many cultivators. Lin Tian stepped forward. The deity's sword in his hand vibrated, and a towering sword aura swept across, slashing across all directions. He stepped forward and indifferently approached the holy son of the stone god race. The four Sex Tao soldiers pressed down together. Boom! Boom! At this moment, two waves of Tao power rushed up, and two figures charged over. The sorcerer race's holy son held the Sorcerer King banner, while a purple bone blade floated above the bone race's holy son's head. Both were middle-grade Tao soldiers. It's really inferior to fight with the four Sex Tao soldiers. Brother Sure, we'll help you, the sorcerer race's holy son said sinisterly. The bone race's holy son did not hide the murderous intent in his eyes. Kill him. Boom! The two of them were naturally not weak. At this moment, they were outstanding. Instantly, a storm erupted in this space again. Many cultivators were shocked. Were they going to fight 3 against 1? A cultivator looked at Lin Tian and said, "This, 3 Tao soldiers against 4 Tao soldiers. 3 against 1. This way, that person is definitely in a disadvantageous position." Damn it, these 2 little bastards. Whooshing crocodile cursed. The holy son of the stone god race stood up again. Blood gushed out of his mouth, and his hair was disheveled. His eyes looked even more ferocious. He stared at Lin Tian. The stone millstone shone brightly and directly pressed down on Lin Tian. Instantly, a large area of the void was distorted. Humph! The bone race's holy son sneered. The purple bone blade vibrated, and purple murderous light filled the sky. The sorcerer race's holy son laughed sinisterly. The Sorcerer King banner flowed with strange light, like a treasure from hell. It was very terrifying. Boom! The combination of the three powerful cultivators and the treasure weapons of the three sects was indeed terrifying. The wild wind blew the black hair in front of Lin Tian's forehead. His eyes were cold. He did not look at the holy son of the stone god race anymore. Instead, he turned his head and stared at the bone race's holy son and the sorcerer race's holy son. "I'll kill you," he said coldly. Clang, clang, clang. As soon as he finished speaking, the ear-piercing sound of weapons kept ringing. Beside him, bronze spears appeared, steel blades hung, large seals appeared, and long halberds rushed up. A total of 100 treasure weapons appeared, each emitting a strong and bright light. For a moment, the surrounding space was distorted. The wild wind swept in all directions like a stormy sea. They are all immortal artifacts. There are 100 of them. If you can control so many immortal artifacts at the same time, how is that possible? Many cultivators were shocked. Even the holy sons of the Stone God clan, the Bone clan, and the Sorcerer clan were stunned by this scene. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. The four Dao weapons shone brightly. More than 100 immortal artifacts clanged, and the murderous aura was shocking. The Bone race's holy son's eyes were filled with shock. Lin Tian stared at this person. Without any hesitation, he stepped over and temporarily abandoned the holy son of the Stone God race. This person first wanted to kill him for his blood-Kirin fruit, and then he dragged the battle to him several times. He was very uncomfortable. Clang, clang, clang. He suppressed the holy son of the Bone race's bone blade with the bronze seal. More than 30 immortal artifacts clanged and pressed against the holy son of the Bone race. For a moment, fierce murderous aura intertwined around him and shrouded the holy son of the Bone race. The holy son of the Bone race's expression changed drastically. With a roar, he summoned a sky full of bone blades. This was one of the core techniques of the Bone race. Lin Tian's expression was cold as he cast the divine art of divination. The desolate mountain, the divine weapon bell, the three-leaf clover sea, heavenly venerate Doran's enlightenment ground, and the blood-colored crack. More than 10 divine images of divination appeared and mercilessly pressed down on the Bone Clan saint. Poof! With so many divining divine elephants, the holy son of the Bone race was sent flying on the spot. At the same time, more than 30 immortal artifacts suppressed him. Although the holy son of the Bone race resisted with all his strength, he could not block all of them. His chest was pierced by a spear, and bright red blood splattered everywhere. Kill! The holy son of the Stone God tribe's black hair danced in the wind. His eyes were filled with ferocity and coldness. He pressed down on Lin Tian like a wild beast. However, in an instant, Lin Tian used the weapon control art to activate the divine furnace and the trident halberd to pin him down. At the same time, the blood blade shone brightly and met the holy son of the sorcerer tribe with the other immortal artifacts. Damn it! The holy son of the sorcerer tribe's eyes were vicious. Lin Tian ignored the two for the time being and pressed down on the holy son of the Bone race again with cold eyes. Clang! The immortal artifacts of more than 30 immortal artifacts trembled and clanged. They formed a formation and completely enveloped the surrounding space. The holy son of the Bone race's face darkened. He used all his strength to resist Lin Tian. With a boom, the Bone race's strange technique was used again. The sky was filled with bone light, tearing the void and crushing the earth. It rushed toward Lin Tian. Lin Tian used the divining divine art to summon more divining divine elephants. Then, with a thought, 2 Taoist diagrams of the 4 divisions appeared and intertwined with divine light. He used one of the Taoist diagrams of the 4 divisions to press down on the holy son of the Bone race. Together with the immortal artifacts of more than 30 immortal artifacts and more than 10 divining divine elephants, the Taoist diagram of the 4 divisions pressed down on the holy son of the Bone race's purple bone blade. Together with the copper seal, he took from the young supremacy of the ant tribe. The purple bone blade trembled violently. The holy son of the bone race's expression changed immediately. He roared, "How dare you take my blade?" Then he used all his strength to activate the heart sutra of the bone race to channel the purple bone blade. This was refined from the bones of one of the patriarchs of the bone race. How could he let Lin Tian take it away? However, as soon as he activated the heart sutra, more than 30 immortal artifacts and more than 10 divine elephants pressed down on him, interfering with his channeling of the purple bone blade. Moreover, the Taoist diagram of the 4 divisions flew by and annihilated most of his divine arcane power. Lin Tian used the copper seal to suppress the purple bone blade. Together with the Taoist diagram of the 4 divisions imprinted on it, he activated the weapon control technique. With a low roar, a bright light flashed and wiped away the holy sun of the bone race's spiritual imprint on it. Then, he imprinted his own divine sense imprint on it and called it to his shoulder. With a thought, the purple blade shot out in all directions. He took the holy sun of the bone race's mid-grade Taoist weapon. So powerful, many cultivators' hearts skipped a beat. In the distance, the holy son of the bone race coughed up blood and retreated. His face suddenly became extremely ferocious. His purple bone blade had been taken away by Lin Tian. He had lost control of it. "Give it back to me," he roared angrily and directly used the arcane art of the bone race. Rings of bone light spread out in all directions. Suddenly, in this gloomy underground space, dense broken bones condensed and formed a white bone giant that was 10 feet tall. Chapter 731. The 100 feet tall bone spirit great demon condensed all the bones within a radius of 100 feet. There were even strands of rotten flesh on it, exuding a foul stench. However, the aura it exuded was also terrifying. "Come again!" The bone race holy sun roared and urged the bone spirit great demon to attack Lin Tian. At the same time, blue bones rushed out from his body and attached to the bone spirit great demon, making it even more terrifying. Many cultivators couldn't help but retreat. Crack! 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 The bone spirit great demon stepped towards Lin Tian. With every step it took, the ground would crack, and the surface would sink by about 3 inches. Lin Tian's eyes were indifferent, and the black hair on his forehead fluttered in the wind. Buzz! He ran the weapon control technique, fully operating the copper seal and the purple bone blade that he had just seized, and the 2 Dao weapons pressed down together. A loud roar sounded, and the entire earth shook. The 2 mid-grade Dao weapons shone brightly. Under the full operation of Lin Tian's weapon control technique, the 100 feet tall bone spirit great demon was directly smashed into pieces, causing the bone race holy sun to retreat. Lin Tian stepped forward, and the 2 mid-grade Dao weapons emitted a bright light again, pressing down on the opponent. The bone race holy sun roared, and at the same time, he quickly retreated. Chi! With a soft sound, the light of the bone race holy sun's divine ability was instantly crushed. The 2 mid-grade Dao weapons were like 2 suns. Under the control of Lin Tian, they fell from the sky like a river of stars. The bone race holy sun's face changed wildly. "No, stop! Puff!" Lin Tian's eyes were cold. Under his full power, the 2 mid-grade Dao weapons fell on the bone race holy sun's body. The bone race holy sun was immediately blasted into pieces. Blood fell from the void, and blue bone fragments fell to the ground. For a time, the surrounding crowd was horrified, and everyone's face changed. The bone race holy sun was killed. All the cultivators stared at Lin Tian with their hearts beating wildly. After killing several young sovereigns, the powerful holy sun of the bone race was also killed. This is simply a shocking news. Soon, the 4th heaven will be shaken again. The holy son of the sorcerer tribe was shocked. Even the holy son of the stone god tribe was shocked. The holy son of the bone clan had been killed in such a short time. "Brat, well done. Whooshing crocodile said. Lin Tian tilted his head. The immortal artifacts of dozens of sects surrounded him. The Tao soldiers of 2 sects floated up and down as he stared at the holy sun of the Magi race. His eyes were cold, causing the saint of the sorcerer tribe to tremble. Your turn, Lin Tiandao. Without the slightest hesitation, he strode forward. The copper seal and bone blade shone brightly, and the blood blade that restrained the Shaman King's banner also emitted a shocking blood-red glow. At the same time, there were more than 60 celestial artifacts circling around the area, each of them ringing loudly. Boom! This was a kind of murderous aura that swept through the void, causing many cultivators to tremble in fear and be stunned. The holy son of the sorcerer tribe was also shocked. At this moment, without any hesitation, the sorcerer tribe's grand theurgy struck out one after another. At the same time, he shouted at the holy son of the stone god tribe, "Brother Sure, we can't let this person live. He'll definitely be a big trouble in the future." The holy son of the stone god tribe had a strong physique. He activated the grand theurgy of the stone god tribe with a violent force. The high-grade Tao soldier, the millstone, rushed forward crazily, knocking away the divine fire cauldron, the trident treasured halberd, and dozens of celestial artifacts. With a monstrous murderous aura, he rushed toward Lin Tian. "Get lost. Don't get in my way," Lin Tianling said. He activated the 4-symbol seal, and the silver Tao diagram appeared horizontally. At the same time, he activated the high-grade Tao soldiers of the 2 sects to become even stronger. He blocked the holy son of the stone god tribe temporarily, preventing him from stepping in front of him and interfering with his killing of the holy son of the sorcerer tribe. The holy son of the sorcerer tribe was shocked. The Sorcerer King banner shook violently, emitting the most powerful fluctuation. It struck a terrifying blow toward Lin Tianling. Then, he took a strange step and fled into the distance. Now Lin Tianling was pressuring him with the Tao soldiers of the 3 sects and more than 60 celestial artifacts. The power was too shocking. With his strength, it was difficult for him to resist. "You can't escape." Lin Tianling's eyes were cold. He activated the 5th level of the Yin and Yang puppet and caught up with the holy son of the sorcerer tribe in an instant. With a thought, dozens of celestial artifacts slashed horizontally and vertically, blocking all the escape routes of the holy son of the sorcerer tribe. Then, the 3 middle-grade Tao soldiers emitted a dazzling murderous light and pressed down on the holy son of the sorcerer tribe. Bang! The holy son of the sorcerer tribe blocked with the Sorcerer King banner, but he was sent flying on the spot. He spat out a mouthful of blood. The Sorcerer King banner fell in the air. Lin Tianling crossed it and pressed it with the 4-symbol seal. He used the weapon control technique to erase the divine sense imprint on it. In the blink of an eye, he took it into his hands. After imprinting his divine sense imprint, it turned into another Tao soldier of his. The holy son of the sorcerer tribe was shocked and angry. After the holy son of the bone tribe, his middle-grade Tao soldier was also taken away by Lin Tianling. Damn it! His eyes were sinister. He did not shout for Lin Tianling to return the Sorcerer King banner. Instead, he once again used the mysterious steps to escape into the distance. Now, Lin Tianling had more Tao soldiers, but he was barehanded. How could he resist? He exerted all his strength and used the sorcerer tribe's esoteric divine art. 49 skulls formed by divine power and origin energy floated out, each emitting a ghostly sound. This art blocked Lin Tianling's pursuit. This is the sorcerer tribe's soul-stealing array. It can steal and destroy souls. It's a very terrifying art. Retreat. The sounds from the skulls can affect people's minds, a few older cultivators said. Lin Tianling stepped forward and stared at the art that the holy son of the sorcerer tribe had used. His eyes became even colder. Back in the blood-red space, one of the patriarchs of the sorcerer tribe had used this art to steal his soul. Staring at the 49 skulls, he snorted coldly and used 4 middle-grade Dao soldiers and dozens of immortal artifacts to open a path. He directly shattered the 49 skulls. The holy son of the sorcerer tribe was injured and coughed up blood. At this moment, Lin Tianling stepped on the 5th level of the yin and yang hua and approached again. Die! A cold voice rang out. Lin Tianling's eyes were emotionless. He activated the weapon control technique. 4 middle-grade Dao soldiers and more than 60 immortal artifacts burst out with monstrous divine light, completely enveloping the space in all directions. At the same time, they pressed down on the holy son of the sorcerer tribe, causing him to let out an unwilling and terrified scream. With a poof, he turned into a bloody mist and disappeared between heaven and earth. The holy son of the sorcerer tribe has also been killed. The crowd was panicking. The Bone Clan and the sorcerer tribe were both second-level forces in the 4th heaven, second only to the Stone God clan, the Holy Light clan, and the Angel clan. They were astonishingly strong, but now, the holy son of the 2 clans had been ruthlessly killed. The crowd stared at Lin Tianling and couldn't help but tremble. This was really a ruthless person. How could his combat strength be so strong? How could he be so strong? So far, 6 of the young sovereigns and holy sons of the major clans had died in his hands. The holy son of the Stone God clan stared at Lin Tianling. There was ferocity and shock in his eyes. But more than that, there was a strong killing intent. Damn, this little bastard's eyes really make this crocodile unhappy, Wuxing Crocodile said. Lin Tianling stared at the holy son of the Stone God clan. The immortal sword beside him clanged, and the Dao soldiers rumbled. He didn't say anything unnecessary. After killing the holy son of the sorcerer tribe, he directly stepped forward and charged towards the holy son of the Stone God clan. He even wants to kill the holy son of the Stone God clan? That's the holy son of one of the 3 strongest clans in this heaven. Are they going to offend all the big clans in this Qingyun realm? This is too crazy. Many cultivators trembled. Lin Tianling stepped forward. This time, the 100 immortal weapons vibrated at the same time, and immortal light shone brightly. At the same time, the divine fire cauldron and the trident glowed. The blood blade, the copper seal, the purple bone blade, and the Witch King banner. These 4 middle-grade Dao weapons interweave with each other and directly sealed the space, not giving the holy son of the Stone God clan the slightest chance to dodge. You want to kill me, so I will kill you. It's fair and reasonable, Lin Tianling said indifferently. Don't bully others, don't fear others, this was his principle. With a boom, the densely packed precious weapons emitted a bright light, almost illuminating the entire space. The holy son of the Stone God clan roared wildly, and his cultivation of the 9th heaven of the connecting immortal realm was fully displayed. His astonishing divine power soared into the sky, almost turning into a divine light pillar that rushed into the sky. He fully activated the Stone Millstone, a high-grade Dao weapon, and displayed another super divine power of the Stone God clan, forming a stone world, facing Lin Tianling's precious weapons head-on. Boom! After a super big collision, destructive light surged in all directions, causing the void to collapse inch by inch. In the end, blood splashed in the space, and the holy son of the Stone God clan flew backward in a sorry state. His clothes were almost dyed red by blood, and the Stone Millstone, a high-grade Dao weapon, also fell to the side. No, we can't block it. A cultivator's body trembled slightly. The holy son of the Stone God clan's cultivation was stronger than Lin Tianling's, and his combat strength was also extremely terrifying. However, now, Lin Tianling controlled 2 high-grade Dao weapons, 4 middle-grade Dao weapons, and 100 immortal artifacts. This lineup was too shocking, and it was not something that the holy son of the Stone God clan, who only had 1 high-grade Dao weapon, could compare to. The difference was too great. Lin Tianling's eyes were cold. He directly stepped forward and grabbed the Stone Millstone, a high-grade Dao weapon. You're courting death. The holy son of the Stone God clan roared. Lin Tianling actually targeted his Dao weapon again. He directly activated the Heart Sutra of the Stone God clan, summoned the stone millstone, and pulled it back to his side. Lin Tianling snorted. The trident pressed down, the copper seal pressed down, the purple bone saber pressed down, the Sorcerer King banner pressed down, the blood saber pressed down, and more than 100 immortal artifacts also pressed down. The holy son of the Stone God clan's expression changed drastically, and he had no choice but to dodge with all his might. It was also at this time that Lin Tianling used the divine fire cauldron to suppress the stone millstone. With the combination of the four-symbol seal and the weapon control technique, he erased the spiritual imprint of the holy son of the Stone God clan on the millstone, engraved his own divine sense imprint on it, and seized it in his own hands. The Tao weapon of the holy son of the Stone God clan was also taken away. The group of cultivators was horrified. Lin Tianling stared at the holy son of the Stone God clan, his expression extremely cold. "Kill," he said coldly. Chapter 732. The 100 immortal artifacts clanged, the 4 middle-grade Tao weapons vibrated, and the 3 high-grade Tao weapons of the 3 sects shone, pressing down on the holy son of the Stone God clan. Such an attack was terrifying, and all the cultivators were shocked. The holy son of the Stone God clan roared. His black hair danced in the wind, and he summoned a stone realm again, which was full of divine light. It was a great technique of the Stone God clan. He faced Lin Tian's Tao weapons of the 100 sects with it. "It's futile," Lin Tian said coldly. Under the pressure of the 100 immortal artifacts and the Tao weapons of the 7 sects, the holy son of the Stone God clan was sent flying. He coughed up blood in the air and rolled dozens of feet away before he could stabilize himself. Staring at Lin Tian, the holy son of the Stone God clan looked ferocious, like 2 peerless cold knives, as if they were going to pierce through Lin Tian. "Your skin is quite tough. It's not broken. You're indeed much stronger than the Sorcerer clan and the Bone clan," Lin Tian said. With a thought, the immortal artifacts and Tao weapons moved again, twisting the space and pressing down on the holy son of the Stone God clan from all directions. The holy son of the Stone God clan fought back with all his strength. He cast the divine art of the Stone God clan, but it was useless. He was sent flying, and one of his arms was smashed on the spot, bleeding. Lin Tian didn't say anything. He controlled the immortal artifacts and Tao weapons with the weapon control art, and the Tao weapons moved again. Poof! 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 The holy son of the Stone God clan was sent flying again and again, and there were dozens of fist-sized bloody holes on his body. "Ah!" The holy son of the Stone God clan roared and stared at Lin Tian ferociously. He was full of killing intent and looked crazy. Whooshing Crocodile was unhappy. "Damn it, you're about to die, and you still dare to look at me so ferociously." Lin Tian looked indifferent, staring at the holy son of the Stone God clan without any emotion. He stepped forward, and the 100 celestial artifacts glowed brightly. The murderous power of the 7 sects Tao soldiers intertwined, locking down the space in all directions. He then launched a fatal attack at the saint of the Stone God clan. With a ka sound, the void directly collapsed. Immortal might was astonishing, Tao radiance shaking the skies. How can we block it? It's over. The holy son of the Stone God clan is going to die here? Many cultivators were horrified. The immortal artifact Tao weapon swept across the sky, and the sky was filled with murderous light. The holy son of the Stone God clan had no way of retreating at this moment. However, at that moment, the body of the holy son of the Stone God clan, who was on the verge of death, suddenly lit up. "Who is trying to exterminate us?" A cold voice came from the holy son of the Stone God clan. In the next moment, a ray of light rushed out from his body and condensed into a tall, old man. He was wearing a purple robe and was imposing without being angry. Lin Tian's expression changed, and his eyes narrowed. Divine sense incarnation. Someone left something like that in this little bastard's body. Whooshing Crocodile said. The purple-robed old man's body was shrouded in faint light. He waved his right hand, and a ball of light spread out with his body as the center, directly blasting away the immortal artifacts of the 100 sects and the Tao weapons of the 7 sects. So many artifacts? That person's eyes twitched slightly. The surrounding cultivators' expressions changed. Isn't this one of the patriarchs of the Stone God clan? Why would he appear here? Divine Sense Incarnation? That's right, it's the Divine Sense Incarnation. It's the most powerful means left behind by the patriarch of the Stone God clan to protect the geniuses of the clan. Some cultivators whispered, "This incarnation seems to have a terrifying aura." A cultivator looked at Lin Tian. That person, at this moment, seeing the sudden appearance of the Divine Sense Incarnation of the Stone God clan's patriarch, many cultivators' expressions changed, and they could not help but look at Lin Tian. Someone whispered, "This person seems to be in trouble." The saint of the Stone God clan was covered in blood, and one of his arms was broken. At this moment, he was standing behind the purple-robed old man, and his eyes were very ferocious. The purple-robed old man looked back, and his expression darkened slightly as he looked at Lin Tian opposite him. "You got guts." His voice was cold. The purple-robed old man directly raised his hand and grabbed Lin Tian. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind blew in this place, and it was extremely strong. "Patriarch, leave him with one breath. I'll kill him," the saint of the Stone God clan said in a low voice. The purple-robed old man nodded slightly. His big hand turned into a dragon claw and pressed down on Lin Tian. Whooshing crocodile lay on top of Lin Tian's head and transmitted his voice, "Kid, back off. This old man's original body should be at the Enlightenment realm. This Divine Sense Incarnation is comparable to a great Virtue Realm powerhouse, and it's not something you can fight against now." Lin Tian's eyes were intertwined with a sharp light as he stared straight ahead. "No need," he said. After saying that, he did not retreat and instead moved forward to face the purple-robed old man. Such an action instantly caused all the cultivators to be stunned, and all of them were stunned. He rushed over? That's a Divine Sense Incarnation that the patriarch of the Stone God clan left in the body of the clan's genius using a special method. This aura is definitely comparable to a great Virtue Realm powerhouse. Is he crazy? Many cultivators were shocked. He clearly knows that there's no good outcome, but he's still going to fight to the death? A cultivator said. The saint of the Stone God clan stared at Lin Tian. His eyes were also moved, and then they became even more ferocious. The purple-robed old man snorted, and his eyes became much colder. Lin Tian's action was a provocation to him. With a boom, the dragon claw that pressed down on Lin Tian became stronger. Whooshing crocodile scales were about to stand up. "Oh, kid, what are you doing?" "Retreat! Retreat! Retreat!" Lin Tian did not say a word. He moved closer to the purple-robed old man. At this moment, his glabella lit up, and he directly propped up the yin-yang lotus sea. The black and white yin-yang sunlight flickered and pressed down on the purple-robed old man. The purple-robed old man's eyes became even colder. His right hand pressed down like a dragon claw, releasing a bright light. However, in the next moment, it suddenly shook. Chi! With a crisp sound, the purple-robed old man's Divine Sense Incarnation's hand was directly shattered, turning into specks of light that dissipated. The Divine Sense Incarnation of the Stone God clan's patriarch actually had one of its hands broken. How is that possible? Many cultivators' expressions changed drastically. Whooshing Crocodile also widened its eyes. "Kid, what are you doing?" It could clearly feel the strength of the purple-robed old man's Divine Sense Incarnation. It was comparable to the Great Virtue Realm, but now Lin Tian had easily shattered one of its arms. Lin Tian's eyes were indifferent. The yin-yang lotus petals clanged and transformed into a 3-foot-long lotus sword. "Your Divine Sense Incarnation will stay here." He stared at the purple-robed old man and said coldly. With a thought, the 3-foot-long lotus sword fell straight down. The purple-robed old man stretched out his left hand to block, but he could not block it at all. The 3-foot-long lotus sword directly shattered it. This scene undoubtedly caused the crowd of cultivators' expressions to change again. The Stone God Clan Saint's body shook, and he finally revealed a look of shock. A technique that can restrain the divine sense incarnation? The purple-robed old man was very powerful. In the blink of an eye, he saw something. He stared at Lin Tian with a dark expression. Lin Tian did not say anything. The lotus sea roared, and all the lotus petals moved together. The yin-yang lotus sea was his sea of consciousness phenomenon. It specialized in restraining divine sense incarnations and evil yin spirit bodies. Now, although the purple-robed old man's divine sense incarnation was very powerful, it was not by much. His sea of consciousness phenomenon was enough to deal with it. His expression was cold. The black and white lotus petals fluttered in the sky and trembled together. For a moment, the black yin light and the white pure yang intertwined. Yin and yang qi blended together, making the space seem to have returned to the primitive era when there were only yin and yang qi. The void rippled like water, and in the blink of an eye, a huge yin-yang lotus diagram was formed. The purple-robed old man's expression changed. He keenly felt a great threat. His divine sense incarnation trembled slightly. "You break." Lin Tian's voice was cold. With a hum, the yin-yang lotus diagram swayed and pressed down like a ray of yin-yang sun, directly enveloping the purple-robed old man. The purple-robed old man was shocked and angry. He resisted with all his strength, but it was useless. He could not block it at all. In the next moment, accompanied by a crisp sound, the purple-robed old man only had time to let out a furious roar before his divine sense incarnation was crushed to pieces. The Stone God Clan's saint's expression changed. He could not help but cry out, "Ancestor!" At the same time, all the cultivators present trembled violently. It's broken? The divine sense incarnation that the Stone God Clan's ancestor left in the genius body is comparable to a great virtue realm powerhouse. It's actually destroyed so easily. This person, many cultivators trembled. Whooshing Crocodile's eyes widened. Then he laughed wildly. Although Lord Crocodile is very surprised, this is simply too satisfying. When the divine sense incarnation of the Stone God Clan's ancestor had just appeared, it looked like it was looking down on the world. It did not put Lin Tian in its eyes at all and directly grabbed Lin Tian. It wanted to suppress Lin Tian and hand him over to the Stone God Clan's saint to kill. But now it was destroyed by Lin Tian. Such a contrast really made him feel relieved. Lin Tian's expression was indifferent. At this moment, he turned his head and stared at the Stone God Clan saint. With a thought, with a clang, the precious weapons clanged and pressed down together. The Stone God Clan saint's expression was ferocious. He let out a loud roar and used a strand of life origin as the price to activate the core secret technique of the Stone God technique. It transformed into a stone god that blocked in front of him and swung the Stone God fist toward the precious weapons in the sky. Boom! After a shocking collision, the Stone God Clan saint coughed out blood and was sent flying in a sorry state. "I'll definitely kill you next time." With a furious roar, the Stone God Clan's saint's expression was ferocious. He did not stay any longer and directly shot into the distance. Whooshing Crocodile's eyes widened. Damn it, he actually escaped? The other cultivators were also surprised. The Stone God Clan saint, who was known for being overbearing, actually fled in such a sorry state. Lin Tian's eyes were cold. He stepped forward and chased after the Stone God Clan saint. However, at this moment, his body trembled slightly, and he stopped again. A trace of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth, and his face instantly turned pale. "Kid, what's wrong?" Whooshing Crocodile was slightly moved. "Nothing." Lin Tian shook his head. In a 1-versus-3 battle, he had seized the Tao weapons of the 3 young experts, killed the Bone God Clan saint, and killed the Sorcerer Tribe saint. Then, He crazily clashed with the Stone God Clan Saint and destroyed the spiritual consciousness incarnation left in his body by the ancestor of the Stone God Clan. His divine power was almost exhausted. Moreover, in the previous battle, he had exerted his full strength in almost every move. In the process of the collision, he had been injured several times. However, he had been secretly suppressing it until now. Finally, he could not suppress it anymore and felt a sharp pain. Staring in the direction that the Stone God Clan Saint had fled, a cold light flashed in his eyes. He wanted to chase after him, but he could not do so. Moreover, even if he caught up with the Stone God Clan Saint, he could not kill him. The divine power in his body was obviously running out. Is it really nothing? Whooshing Crocodile asked. Lin Tian shook his head and took a deep breath to adjust his breathing. Then he put away the hundreds of celestial artifacts and the Tao weapons of the 7 sections. Let's leave this place first. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.